Yeah, so kind of wanted to just rehash a little bit. Let's let's keep the football discussion going. Essentially, we need our man Jaden Daniels to go off. He's gonna play a big factor. Has to be, A1. Yep. Let's click on this article. Oh wait, we already clicked on this article. There's got to be more articles talking about. Let's focus on the Bills Chiefs game first. Articles. We can do articles. I don't know if this is copyrighted. I have no idea if this is copyrighted or not. It's not even letting me click it. All right. Yeah, I can't even play it. So Chiefs have a 4-2 record against the Bills in the playoffs. It won't be as cold as last weekend. Okay, that's going to be a factor for sure. Okay. Let's get like an actual source. Man. All right, let's see. 3 keys to victory. Let's see. Josh Allen and the Bills got the better of the Chiefs during the regular season. Allen is 4-1 all-time versus Kansas City in the regular season. However, Patrick Mahomes is 3-0 versus Allen and the Bills in the playoffs. Yep. He hasn't beaten him yet. So the Bills need to shut down Travis Kelce. However, both teams need a secondary option to step up. For the Chiefs, it's D-Hop, DeAndre Hopkins, or I would say Xavier Worthy. And then for the Bills, Amari Cooper or James Cook, or both. I would say, honestly, both would be preferred. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm in frame. And oh wait, what am I doing? Just the camera. So yep. Establish the ground game. Isaiah Pacheco compiled a 2023 postseason high with 313 rushing yards, and was instrumental in Kansas City Super Bowl 58 run. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, it's tough. You know, the Bills really just, they got to be perfect. That's kind of what really sucks for them, and why. Their margin for error is very slim. So they got to take care of the ball. Cannot give it up. You cannot have any turnovers in this game. The Bills have an NFL high 35 takeaways and an NFL low 8 turnovers. So, man, Allen and company haven't committed a turnover in the last 4 playoff games. Wow. Wow, that is insane. Yeah, these clubs aren't prone to giving the football away, that's for sure. Any turnover on Sunday could drastically change the momentum of any. Kalen Clark and Taylor Swift, nice. Okay. Not sure if I'm able to show this.
I love Monday.com.
What's Monday.com?
You don't know Monday.com? This is Monday.com. CBS Sports HQ, presented by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Make every moment more. I'm Haley Sutton here with you for a fresh new hour of CBS Sports HQ. And are you ready to make every moment more this weekend? Championship Sunday loading in the NFL. We've got an all NFC East showdown on one side. The rookie Jaden Daniels and the Commanders taking on the rushing king Saquon Barkley in 2024 and the Eagles. Then in that late window, guys, a treat for you over on CBS. Josh Allen and the Bills once again going head-to-head against the reigning champions Kansas City Chiefs. It's the second most common quarterback matchup in the postseason, and our team has had a front row seat to the
I don't know if this is showing.
all of the years. Get your popcorn ready as you take a look at the numbers between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, and get your popcorn ready as Jim Nantz gives us a preview.
I hope it is.
So, friends, we find ourselves at a crossroads of history. How does one go from all-time great to the greatest of all time?
How?
By wearing a crown that's never been worn before.
Oh, wow.
To back. To back.
Yep.
But
Back to back to back.
can fall. A rival always has their eye on the throne. And this one feels different than the rest. After years of falling short, again and again, will they finally break through? Or will the moment break them? Will the unstoppable dynasty reign on? Or are we about to witness the fall of the kingdom? One thing is for certain. This AFC Championship will have its own chapter in the NFL record books. There will be a time when we look back and say, how lucky were we?
That is so true. We are so lucky to witness what we were about to witness on Sunday. We should be grateful and putting our hands together and thanking the Lord that we have the opportunity to see these two quarterbacks battle it out. And we have a really good game before this game. So
No one better than Jim Nantz to get us ready for
let's
what will be an
go.
exciting AFC Championship Championship game. Let's continue the conversation as we bring in our former NFL players, Danny Cannell and Damian Harris, to discuss. Guys, Jim Nantz laid it out there. We know this is Goliath versus Goliath. It's a game coming our way on CBS. When we look at the early numbers here, Vegas is leaning with the Chiefs, but just barely there as you see the number. Danny, I want to come to you first here on this question, though, because this seems like this is a quarterback legacy game loading between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Both of these guys so good in their own right. From our former quarterback, what's going to be the difference here? What are you watching as you look at these two guys take the field this weekend?
So no doubt, Haley, in our society today, we judge quarterbacks based on If he wins this game, and I do think this game will determine who wins the Super Bowl. I think they'll be a heavy favorite and go on to win it. So I think that's what's at stake in this game. But if Patrick Mahomes win, we heard Jim Nantz say it right there, it would be 3 in a row. It would be his 4th in just 9 seasons. And it would be something nobody has ever done before. I've always pushed back on the let's wait and see about the Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT because he has to catch Tom Brady and his 7. But it does look like he's on pace there. It took Tom Brady 14 years to get his 4th. This would be Patrick Mahomes' 4th in just 9 years. And let's just say he catches him and gets to 7 and there's a tie.
Yeah.
He would be able to hold these 3 in a row over anybody in the game, Tom Brady included.
So, damn. Patrick Mahomes already has 7. That's wild. Man, I want him to lose, but I want him to win. It's like a milestone. Like, dang, how does Brady has 14? Jeez, talk about cheat code of century.
So, yes, I think it's a pretty big legacy game for Josh Allen, but I think it's far greater for Patrick Mahomes because he's chasing that one that nobody else can, and that's Tom Brady. And I think Patrick Mahomes would actually get into that conversation and possibly eclipse him, especially if you start looking at what he would be on pace for.
Yeah, and Damian, when you look at this, obviously we know what Patrick Mahomes brings to the table. Josh Allen as well, though, a guy who's been in this MVP conversation. 7 playoff wins, the most by a quarterback without a Super Bowl start. So do you lean more with Danny here and saying that this is a legacy game for Patrick Mahomes, or where does Josh Allen fit into this mix for you?
Well, Danny made some great points. I agree with him. When you talk about legacy, this is way more important for Patrick Mahomes. But what this game means for Josh Allen, this is about redemption. This is about redemption against the Chiefs, against Patrick Mahomes, a team that he has developed a reputation for not being able to beat when it really matters in the postseason. The Chiefs have sent Josh and the Bills to Cancun many a times, as people like to say nowadays, and that's just the hump that Josh has not been able to get to in order to put his name and etch his name with the all-time greats. So when we talk about this game tomorrow, it's strictly about redemption for Josh. Can he finally take down Kansas City? Can he finally dethrone Patrick Mahomes? Because we all know Josh Allen has been a really special player since he entered the league. Was throwing the ball, running the football, making his teammates better.
He makes a great point. So basically, Allen is on a villain tear right now. He's going to be the guy who is going to have to overcome this obstacle that he has in his life, and it's Patrick Mahomes. So I think he can rise to the challenge. I think he's good enough. Well talented enough. That doesn't concern me. Like I said, and I'm going to say it one more time, whoever has the ball last wins this game.
He has put the Buffalo Bills in a position to...
As a creative consultant, client relationships are key. And thanks to Honeybug,
always win, but again, he can never get it done against the Chiefs when it matters. So this game for Josh Allen is way more about redemption than it is his overall legacy.
It is the 14th straight season we will have a player named either Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes suiting up in a title game. Damian, I want to take this a step further, though, when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs, because you've been a part of that villainous team up in New England. You know what it means to be the team with a target on your back. Take us inside what Kansas City is experiencing, what they're facing right now, dealing with maybe being the villains up to this point in their legacy-chasing title right now.
Well, it's nothing short of motivation because they know everybody in America that doesn't live in Missouri, that doesn't wear red and yellow, wants to see them lose. They're tired of seeing the Chiefs. They're tired of hearing about them. They're tired of seeing Taylor Swift up in the press box. Like, people want to see somebody else do it. And I think that going back to Danny's point earlier, people aren't ready to have that conversation about Patrick Mahomes being the best quarterback to ever play the game of football. Well, with a win, as another Super Bowl win, we start to have that conversation, and then people start to get uncomfortable. But it's nothing short of motivating. I mean,
yeah, well, you could just be
about
wrong.
Travis Kelce's too old.
You can just be flat out wrong. You would still be wrong because he's still not the best quarterback of all time. You know, you still have Brady, Joe Montana. He's probably third, I'd say.
They get a bunch of calls. They have certain people wearing stripes to their advantage. Well, that's all just noise, and Kansas City is motivated because they know that every single time they step on the field, they have the world against them, and they just want to continue to prove everybody wrong. They want to continue to be the villain in everybody's story. They want to keep sending Josh Allen and the Bills to Cancun on an early flight, and that's just what it's all about. If you are the best, you want to beat the best, and you take on every single challenge, every single competitor, all the great quarterbacks, the Josh Allens of the world. You want to keep putting them in their place and reminding everybody we are the Kansas City Chiefs. We are the kings of the NFL right now. And if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I want to continue on that path of building the legacy to being the best quarterback that's ever played the game of football.
Let's be honest, though, Damian, Haley. Let's be honest. The Patriots were way more hated. Maybe it's a Belichick-Brady pairing that they were kind of surly with the media. I would even go back and say Saban and Alabama when you were there were more hated. I do think the Chiefs have a lot of bandwagon fans that do kind of like rooting for them. But there's always the underdog that people want to root for, and that's what I think people that are rooting for.
All right. Let's get to... All right, we've covered this game. We know what's going to come down to. You know... Man, it's going to be fun. I'm going to start repeating myself. We keep talking about this game, but this game is going to be very, very fun. All right, next one, Eagles and Commanders. Let's see if we can get a video. Maybe CBS again? Perfect. Oh, it's a live stream.
Call it the return of the NFC Beast. NFC East foes will face for a third time this season. Back in Week 11, you're seeing it right now. It was an Eagles victory. Looked like another one in Week 16,
sure
but a
why
behind win in the fourth quarter,
screen.
led by Jaden Daniels in large part, taking this Washington team to the playoffs. Round 3 set for Sunday, 3 Eastern in Philadelphia. Back with the guys as we dissect some of what we expect to see. And Mac, this is hard to look away from the quarterback in Washington and hard to look away from the running back there in Philadelphia. When you just look at these two teams on paper, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Of course, when you look at the two previous matchups between the Commanders and the Eagles, they had no answer for Saquon Barkley. But join the club. No team has had an answer for Saquon Barkley. But what kind of game plan will they have in place? Because that's been the one Achilles heel for their defense, the inability to stop rushing attacks. And that has kind of followed Dan Quinn throughout his coaching career in terms of what we've seen over the last few years. Remember, as a defensive coordinator, that was an issue. The same issues followed the Commanders, but they've been able to weather the storm to win ball games because they become
basically all Bro has said is that they can't stop the run. That's it. That's all he said.
They grew. You look at what they did against the Detroit Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs had a field day, but what did they do? They forced turnovers. So can they force the necessary turnovers? Because we do believe Saquon Barkley being healthy, he is going to get his. But you have to find a way to create the necessary turnovers like they did in the divisional round against the Detroit Lions to give their star quarterback extra possession. So Christian, Joe, that's what I'm watching because we know 2-6 is going to get the opportunities. We know 2-6 will get his yards. But can they create the necessary turnovers that we saw surface in Detroit?
Man, that's hard. They're going to be hard pressed to get 5 turnovers and take advantage. And we said the punter, he never punts. Yeah. They just keep scoring. I think it's interesting the dynamics between offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, Jaden Daniels, the receivers, Dan Quinn. And they're going to have to kind of understand that, we're going to have to push the envelope as much as possible. Not that you're living on borrowed time, but you're going to have to put points up on the board. And, of course, you got to clear all those guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Somebody with some actual knowledge. So, McLaurin is a huge factor in this game. As soon as he gets the ball, if you don't tackle his ass, he's going to score. He's physical. He's, big X factor. Zach Ertz as well.
The NFC teams have the early game, so it's going to be a high of 40.
Zach Ertz is such a huge red zone target for Daniels.
It's a little, based on what they dealt with, tonight, it should be fine.
Yeah. Well, I was going to talk about the matchup, the previous matchups. 150 and 146. Is what Saquon had against the Commanders. And you remember we highlighted...
He might sign for that right now. He's going 200 plus.
That's what I'm saying. Because
sign for 150.
You saw what he did in 2 matchups against the Rams. So that...
All you gotta do is...
You've never used samples like this before. This is our...
That's a telling sign of what is going to happen. Not to mention, we don't know how healthy Jalen Hurts will be, so that might make the running game more of a vocal point for their offense. So if I'm the Commanders, to your point, Christian, we got to do whatever we need to do to stop the running game and make Jalen Hurts beat you with that play 6.
I think it was the safety, and I should have asked you this because it looked like a terrible angle, and that's what I was saying. Guys, listen, don't be afraid to make contact with him from distance. You just have to hit him. Taking a bad angle because you're scared of the contact or the pain you may have is only gonna hurt you, right? The pain is worse if you stop him.
See, the issue with Saquon Barkley, he is a running back that I wouldn't want to face because in open field, he has the power to run straight through you and run you pick the right side because they have different elements into their running style that they can attack you with.
Yeah.
What they're going to do.
I ain't gonna lie to you guys, man. Oh, Saquon might have 200 yards again. Oh, man. If they can't figure out how to get him on the ground, it is going to be a long day. Now, the way to beat the Eagles is you got to jump on them quickly and you got to make them throw the ball. And you have to get them in 3rd down and 5, 6, 7. Get them in 3rd downs where they're more uncomfortable and where they have to think a little bit. And they can't just give it to Saquon. You got to make those throws to Goddard, to A.J. Brown, to Devontae Smith. Because the Eagles aren't a team that are going to jump out. The Eagles aren't a team that comes from behind. So if you can pounce on them from the get-go, I would say you're off to a good start. But you're going to have to, like I said, Daniels has to be A+. The defense has to be A+.
Look, prior to that play, there was some communication between Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. I don't know if he checked this up or said, let's stay with it. Yeah. There was communication there, and Saquon Barkley, the cerebral nature that he sets up defenders with, it's going to be a tall task for Washington. I also like to keep an eye on these timelines. It was Washington on a short week a week ago playing that Saturday game. That does mean they get the extra day here coming into the NFC title game. You're going to need all the preparation you can get. And at some point, we've been waiting for the shoe to drop and say, he is a rookie. But I think we wholeheartedly believe in what Jaden Daniels is capable of in the biggest moments. When you look at him on this stage, what do you envision? He has risen to every occasion, man.
Yeah, 2025, he's not a rookie anymore. It's year 2, Jaden Daniels. But in terms of the experience, to your point, Joe, he sees the football field so well. And the thing I love, he has that coolness to his game where he's always calm. He never panics. And the thing also, he can always be a +1 in the running game. And if you look at the two matchups against Philadelphia, I mean, he made plays, especially that second matchup that kind of led to them getting to the playoffs. He was unstoppable. And also, the last thing I say with Jaden Daniels, he's the one quarterback, Christian, that you want to have the football in a score or go home scenario. Because you know what he is going to do. He's shown us time and time again, if he has the ball.
All right, bro, you're being too fucking vague, bro.
He was throwing the
that is
And
obvious.
he hasn't seen. And when they do show him something that is seen, do they call it at the right time when it's a matter of circumstance and then the game is really at a crucial point? Because I feel like he's pretty much seen everything. To your point, it's 2025. I mean, what is it, 17 regular season games, 2 playoff games? You're going to be hard-pressed to call a defense that he hasn't seen, that he can't adjust to. But you're going to have to figure something out, because if you have...
I'm not worried about the Eagles.
Can he make those throws? He's showing you that he can.
He can do it.
Yeah, we gotta... Yeah.
Talking about can he run, we don't know what running Jalen Hurts would be able to do.
And you talked about making a hit count. He has that way of getting to the ground and staying safe. And
he is the most annoying quarterback because you can't really hit him. You want to hit him, you want to just, but he finds a way to get down, which is smart. You got to appreciate it.
We will see if it is a rookie quarterback starting on a Super Bowl Sunday.
Daniels is not the most annoying quarterback. I can name Patrick Mahomes is more annoying. Allen's more annoying. I even say Lamar to some degree is more annoying. Daniels is just beautiful. Like, the way he plays is just like, it's so smooth.
Mobile Jalen Hurts will be, right? I think when you look
He's just
at
that talented.
what this offense can do, Philly, yeah, we rave about Saquon Barkley, but Jalen Hurts, when he's a +1 in the running game, they're really, really good. You look at how hobbled he was after rolling his knee. I don't know what his stance would be in terms of mobility in this game. I like the Commanders because I believe their offense, like I said, they're going to score 30 points. So your offense has to be able to match what they're going to do. They don't punt. They score points because of their quarterback. So in the early lean for me, give me the Commanders, Christian.
See, I look
yeah, that's a bold pick, man.
Okay, here's where the wheels really fall off for the Commanders based on how fortunate they have been, the great situation they found themselves in, playing against a Detroit team, and Jared Goff, who just could not figure anything out, just throwing the ball into team meetings. It was like, good luck coming back. I think you play it again.
Throwing the ball into team meetings.
Probably be on the other side of on the better side of the win. But I look at this
the Wizards are 6-34.
Really and I'd be fine.
What the fuck?
Taking Philly and the -4. Is that what it is? Yeah. -4.5. Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Mac, who'd I give you in November?
Super Bowl. Philly and Kansas City. What?
We'll see you there. I got Philadelphia.
I figured.
We'll see how it all plays out. If they cover the 4.5, we shall see. It's going to be a great one. The NFC.
I don't know if they're going to cover, but
these two. 1990, the last time they met in the playoffs. And talk about a turnaround.
It's literally going to come down. It's going to be like a 3-point win at most.
Get the quarterback. You get the coach.
What did I say in the last video? I don't even remember. 34-31?
Title game in Philadelphia, 3 Eastern on Sunday.
34-31. Sticking to that. Alright. Well, I don't know if there's another video that's not copyrighted. Washington Commanders fans optimistic about Sundays. It's a championship game against Philadelphia Eagles. This shouldn't be copyrighted.
Commanders fans, they're gearing up for the big game against Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. And some people plan on watching it from their couch. Others are making that drive to catch the game in person. DC News Now's Yamari Sase spoke to Commanders fans as the countdown begins for the big game.
The Washington Commanders set an all-time high across the DMV, even here at this diner in College Park. Now, it has been a couple of years since they've been to an NFC Championship.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's long overdue. They're excited.
I'm sure they're ecstatic.
I'm going up Sunday morning at 9 with about 10 other people, and we're going for a win.
Longtime Commanders fan Terry McFarland says he just has to watch his favorite team play in person at the NFC Championship game in Philadelphia on Sunday.
Jeez, let's go.
I looked at Super Bowl prices.
Daniels.
And he has a game plan.
Leave at 9, meet a bunch of people up there at noon, find a place to park.
Daniels.
Commanders haven't played in the championship game since they won the Super Bowl more than 30 years ago.
I was alive during that time. I went to all those Super Bowls, and I had the best time.
Daniels.
I'm very excited. We're way overdue. It's time. 2025 Commanders all the way.
Now some fans are a little nervous.
We have to stop the running back. If we stop the running back, we have a good chance.
But many are just happy they
Daniels.
Some games I feel like we shouldn't have lost, but it's part of the game. It's part of the sport. So, as we progress, you see the results.
As many prepare to watch the game in person or on TV, one thing's clear: Commanders fans are optimistic. Do you think the Commanders will make it to the Super Bowl?
No doubt.
Now the Washington Commanders will take on the Philadelphia Eagles at 3 p.m. on Sunday. Now reporting in College Park, Maryland, I'm Jan Say.
Okay. Well, let's go Commanders and let's go Bills. I want the underdogs to win. I just don't think they're going to win, fortunately. Alright, let's read the article and then I'm going to call it. Alright, it's just a script for the video. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'm going live tomorrow. I will be watching the games with you guys. I'm not going to be able to show you the game, but I at least will be able to come on live and just kind of break down the game live and do things of that nature. So thanks for watching. This live stream will be posted on my YouTube channel. You should be able to see it. And yeah, thanks so much.